NACDL is the association of the nation's criminal defense bar.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Martín Sabelli. I am president of the National Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers, NACDL, and it is my profound pleasure to welcome you to the 20th, that's right, 20th Annual State Criminal Justice Network Conference. This is an amazing accomplishment. Now, I have been given 6.5 pages of talking points, but I'm going to try not to bore you and welcome you with an open heart to NACDL and to this conference. It is sad that we are not all together in the same place, being able to break bread together, share coffee, tea, and talk about things. But the silver lining to the cloud is that we have over 900 registrants, 900 people participating in that conference. And this is a way that we are building community, taking advantage of the unfortunate situation of the pandemic, but taking advantage of technology to unite people who are interested and dedicated to criminal legal reform in one place. Now, we're hoping to be able to be together next year, but for now, we are live, virtual, and free, and we are all in the same place building a community. So I want to welcome you. I want to ask you, if you are a member of NACDL, to participate more, especially now that we are in this moment of intense criminal legal reform. If you're not a member of NACDL yet, please come and join the family. It is an easy thing to do. You will find people who are interested in building community, interested in changing the criminal legal system and making it more fair and humane. So now, with that said, I'm going to turn to the talking points, and I'm going to have to look down and read a little bit, and I apologize for that. For over 60 years, NACDL has been committed to preserving fairness and promoting rational and humane criminal legal system and criminal legal reform. A core aspect of our mission is to serve as a leader alongside diverse coalitions to make that reform happen, and in particular, addressing systemic racism and implicit bias in the criminal legal system. And this conference shows just how where the rubber hits the road on that. Monica Reed, Julie Carroll, Nora Zimmerman, all our staff moderators, all the folks who put this thing together, which takes a lot of work, have done an incredible job at identifying the cutting edge legal issues in criminal legal reform and bringing together the top speakers in the area, assigning top members of our staff to moderate the panels. And so I expect this year to be just as great a success, not only in terms of the number of registrants, but in terms of the ideas, of the rolling up the sleeves and coming up with ideas and building community so that we go from the page to the pavement and start making some real change. So, by the way, even though NACDL has been around 60 years, the State Criminal Justice Network Conference has been around 20 years, which is an amazing accomplishment in and of itself. So that's a big round of applause for Monica and her staff on that. Now, this last year has been marked by the very sad, very tragic, profoundly disparate impact of the pandemic on incarcerated individuals, particularly incarcerated individuals of color, and police killings of African Americans and Black Americans and other people of color. With growing efforts across the nation to advance racial justice, reimagine policing and public safety, enact fair sentencing, take a hard look at our carceral system, how many people we sent to prison compared to what other nations do, encourage expanded decarceration. When we do all that, we see that there's a lot of work to be done. We've done a lot, but there's a lot of work that can be done. And right now, as the pendulum is swinging back at us, is the moment to play offense and not defense. And that's why we're all together in this big virtual room with over 900 people watching here. We hope by the end of the conference, you're going to come away with some very specific, clear ideas about what you can do in particular cases or in particular jurisdictions or even across the country. And quite apart from the inspiration that you draw from knowing that we all draw from knowing that we have brothers and sisters and people who have our back and have the same concerns and the same dedication that we do. So now let me get on to some of the specifics about what NACDL has been doing so you know perhaps where you can plug into. NACDL has always been committed to serving as a partner with our state affiliates. We are encouraging that and growing that. For example, after the successful clemency project in 2014, We launched clemency and compassionate release initiatives with our partners under the Return to Freedom Project. Return to Freedom is designed to recruit, train, and provide resources to support pro bono attorneys who assist individuals with petitions for clemency and motions for compassionate release, and now expungement, which obviously matters a great deal. These include the Excessive Sentence Project, the Trial Penalty Clemency Project, the Cannabis Justice Initiative, the NACDL FAMM State Clemency Project, DC Compassionate Release Project, the Federal COVID-19 Project, and the Virginia Redemption Project. These are all projects that exemplify and are available to you if you want to pitch in, put your shoulder into helping individuals and making real criminal legal reform. Since 2017, the Return to Freedom initiatives have recruited over 2,050 volunteers, more than, from 500 firms, received over 9,500 applications, filed almost 1,300 petitions and motions for relief, regained freedom for approximately 250 people, 248 to be exact, reduced sentences by, if you calculated, put all this time together, 1,425 years, and freed 32 lifers, people who had the life equivalent. We've worked with other state affiliates and organizations to produce a number of reports, including a number of bail manuals in Colorado, New Jersey, Wisconsin, Harris County, Texas. And we published Summary and Justice, which examined the constitutional deficiencies of South Carolina's summary courts. So you know, NACDL is a member of New Yorkers United for Justice, where in partnership with our New York affiliate, we played a pivotal role in supporting bail discovery and probation reform. In March 26, 2021, together with our New York affiliate, NYSACDL, we released a critically important report on the trial penalty in New York, which followed our 2018 federal trial report. And we're undertaking a number of trial penalty reports in a number of states across the country: California, South Carolina, Tennessee, Wisconsin, other places. We're looking hard at the way the criminal legal system has essentially given prosecutors all the power and therefore corrupted the fact-finding process and the ability of courts or defense lawyers or even of the public to know the way the system is working. And how do they do that? By the trial penalty, by coercing plea bargains from clients. And so the system just does not work the way it's supposed to work. So that's a hard look. We're taking a hard look at that hand in hand with our affiliate. We continue to work with our Virginia affiliate and partner organizations to bring about meaningful reforms to their pretrial practices. We've authored and released model second look sentencing legislation to take a look down the road after individuals have served a significant portion of a very lengthy sentence. Take a second look and say, well, why do we need such a long sentence here? Why does this person really need to be in for 50 years? So we are taking the lead on second look legislation, and we've authored and released model second look legislation, which we hope will be enacted across the country. We continue to encourage and spearhead systemic reform to state public defense systems, many of which are terribly underfunded, and that includes solos who are out there, not just public defender systems, but solos who are out there without anybody having their back. And we continue to lend our voices and expertise to our members in a number of state legislative battles. This is not an all-inclusive list. There's a lot more that we're doing, but we throw that out there. We put that on the table because we would like your help in those efforts, in getting people released and helping individuals, but also making real change systemically. Additionally, this past year, we've been able to provide additional resources to our state affiliate organizations. Most importantly, what I want to come down to at this point is I've been asked to say why I enjoyed NACDL. I fell into NACDL, but it has completely changed the way I practice and completely changed how I feel as a lawyer. It has put wind in my sails. You know, before I was out there just trying to make it day to day, help my clients as best I could. Now I look up at the horizon and I think we can make real change. We have a broad coalition, I would say, across the political spectrum right now that believes that overcriminalization, mass incarceration, erosion of rights, the trial penalty have absolutely eviscerated our criminal legal process and our criminal legal system. And right now, through NACDL, we can make that change. So that is what brought me here. I came here by accident, and when I started to feel the power of our community, the power of being able to work together towards real legal reform and see it happen, see the real successes that NACDL and our partners have achieved, that's what's kept me here. So I would sure love for you folks to jump in and pitch in. Now, I want to tell you about a way that you can connect with us very quickly. It's a new, modern, hip way. So I'm catching up with you guys, but the younger, hipper people in our crowd have created what they call a clubhouse, an NACDL United Clubhouse Club Room on an application called Clubhouse. It is easy to use. I actually got in it and I can use it. So that gives you an idea. I am an affirmative Luddite in the true sense of the word, that I resist technology, not just that I'm bad at it. But all you have to do is follow at Crim Defense Law dot, just follow at Crim Defense Law, CRIMDEFENSE Law, then join the NACDL United Room. That's all you have to do. Follow at Crim Defense Law, then join the NACDL United Room. We'll put in the chat, we'll put the link if you need that, so that'll make it easier. You get in there and you're part of a clubhouse, you're part of a group of criminal legal reformers and criminal legal defense attorneys who are interested in doing real work and are a community. So please go ahead and do that. Our membership team, Jessica Steppen, Nellie King, all those folks, Tim Zarillo, have really done a lot of work to make this happen. So please join the United Clubhouse Room and we can have conversations in that context and work together. Also, immediately after the last session today, we'll be hosting a virtual happy hour meet and greet for all affiliate leaders. That's right after the last session today, and also the executive directors of our affiliates. And that's at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific for those of you who are on the West Coast. And you can email Jessica Steppen to register for that. And her email is jsteppen, STEPAN, at nacdl.org. And again, we'll put that in the chat so you have that. So finally, I want to express my gratitude to NACDL, the NACDL Foundation for Criminal Justice, for its support for this program. For those who believe in criminal legal reform, as I'm sure most of you do, please consider supporting the foundation. We have our gala in October, for example. But if you support the foundation, you support NACDL's efforts to regain freedom for people who are the subjects and the objects of overcriminalization, mass incarceration, implicit bias, systemic racism, systemic bias against the poor, and all the people who are downtrodden as a result of an overly used criminal legal system. So once again, thank you so much for being part of this. Please join the Clubhouse app. Please join us in the cocktail party. I'm sorry for going on so long, but it's nearly 7 pages. Thank you and welcome.